I have a theory that you adapt to the lifestyle that you consistently live. And I had a video about this a little while ago about kind of like comfort zones, but this is a bit different in that it is true that if you do things that are easy, you get used to that and that becomes your comfort zone. But I'm more saying from the fact of people say this is what you have to do to not burn out. You can't work out more than 4 times a week or your body won't recover from it. Um, Whatever the reason might be, working a certain amount of hours because it's good for you, or balancing life because it's good for you, right? But I think that your body adapts to whatever you give it within reason. So maybe if you work out 7 times a day for like 6 hours out of the day, it's not sustainable. But even then, Olympic athletes do it for 3 to 4 hours. And they do have like elite level recovery and they have like ice baths all the time. And the people like that are training them, they have like cupping, they have all the best medical stuff in the world. But what I'm getting at is if you've ever done anything in your life that was hard for a somewhat long period of time, you will know that you do get used to it after a while. And for me, I noticed that when I do something for a while, it actually becomes easy. And so that's why I do believe that you adapt to over time whatever you give to your body. And so if you're living a lazy lifestyle, that's what your body is going to adapt to. But if you're living an active lifestyle, it might suck for the first little bit, but eventually you will adapt to it. And my reasoning behind this is just because I've noticed in the past, like when I work out every single day, which I do now, my body actually recovers. I don't get sore. Maybe scientifically it's suboptimal for muscle growth, but more so what I'm getting at is mentally. Like if you imagine somebody out there couldn't even imagine working out every day. Like it's not even fathomable to them. That was me at one point in time. I used to not work out, right? But now I do it every day. And it's simply not because I'm better, like any of that. It's purely because I've gotten used to it because it was hard, but I've done it for so long that now it's easy. My body has adapted to it. It's kind of like the person who goes from 3 days a week to 6 days a week. They start getting sore, but after a while, after 6 days a week, you don't get sore. Or like when you go to the gym and you get sore and then you recover and then you lift the same weight and next time suddenly you're not sore anymore. It's because your body's adapted to the load. It's expecting it. It's used to the fact that your muscles are going to tear. And I think this applies to anything. I heard a quote by Hormozy that it's that hard work is just as much of a skill as anything else. And over time, you can train yourself to work harder and deeper for longer periods of time. Um, and I think that most people just don't realize the fact that like most things that they think they cannot do, it is because they can't do it in their current state of mind and situation, but it is possible for them to do if they train themselves to do it over time. And that's why I'm an advocate for not going like crazy. Like, don't go from not working out to working out every day because you'll never be able to do it because your body's not adapted for that yet. But if you slowly scale it up, it allows your body to slowly adapt without burning out. And then you notice suddenly you're doing things that you've never done before. So instead of going from 2 days a week to 7 days a week of workouts, which I know I keep using workouts as an example, it's just a core part of my life. So I feel like it relates to some people too. But like instead of going from 2 days a week to 7 days a week, and then it lasts 2 weeks because you can't handle it, you go from 2 days to 3 days a week, and that's a little jump. So then you get used to it, and you go to 4 days a week, and then you do that, and 3 years later, you're working out 7 days a week, and you can't even recognize yourself. And the same applies to everything. Like in a 10 year span of time, you're going to change completely as a person, and in that time, you have the option to change for the better or for the worse or stay the same. And so changing for the better requires that you change something about your life. And in order to change something to be what we usually define as better, you're going to have to do something that's harder than what you're currently doing. And so in order to do that, instead of forcing it all upon yourself, slowly add a little bit of pressure over time and your body will adapt. It will adapt without question. I do genuinely believe this. And if you don't, that's fine. But I think your body will adapt. And then over time, you become this person that you've always wanted to be, and it seems easy to be that person. And the reason behind that is because your body has adapted to being that, and it becomes easy. The things that you think are hard now will be really, really easy if you're doing things that are even harder than them. It's kind of like how they say if you have something you really don't want to do, in the meantime, force yourself to do something that sucks even more than that, and then it won't seem that bad. So like if I don't want to respond to emails, but I really don't want to go for a run, I go for a run, suddenly sending emails sounds amazing, right? And so it's, oh, I'm not going to go on the run. I don't really want to do that, but I guess I'll send emails. That sounds better. And boom, you just ended up doing the thing that you didn't want to do in the first place because you compared it to something that's way worse. So your body will eventually adapt over time. Give it more stimuli, harder things, challenge yourself over time, and you will get better. That's the punchline for the day, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.